Hello and welcome to another season of Sims 4 Survivor, the 19th season of Sims 4 Survivor. This is Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood to celebrate the new expansion pack in The Sims 4 Life and Death. And also kind of a Halloween episode, although Halloween was like a week ago. So maybe missed the train on that one, but whatever, we'll move. Today, we are going to be following Guatemala, and we are going to be having two returning players, the same as Guatemala did. So this is kind of a coaches season. They're going to be competing on opposing tribes, of course. And without further ado, let's just introduce our cast. First up, we have here the Ghosts tribe, composed mostly of ghosts. However, not fully. There are a few living players as well. And I guess we can start with our returning player here. We have Mimsy returning here from Sims 4 Survivor Mount Komorebi. She did not do all that well on Mount Komorebi. In fact, she was on the tribe that lost like every challenge pretty much. But I figured she would fit in with the theme of the season. And if any of the Ghost Sims that have competed before deserve a second chance, I feel like Mimsy is the one. So she is back here. The rest of our ghosts competing here all come from Ravenwood, so they could all be hit with the home field curse, although we do actually have quite a bit of contestants who are competing here from Ravenwood. So statistically, not all of them can be hit with the home field curse, but I guess we'll see. I have at least one sim from every single household. Anyway, the next contestant here is Kai Aether, coming from Ravenwood, of course, as I said. The husband of Akade Aether unfortunately passed away a while ago, but is not aware that he's a ghost. It's kind of a fun household or storyline for that household, I think. Then we have over here Sulika Isari, another ghost from Ravenwood. She died, unfortunately, to the dead cow plant in Morning Whale, but does live there now, works for Grimm in the Reaper career. Then we have the mysterious merchant, Waylon Juarez. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure if it's Juarez or if it's like Wares, as in like Wares, because he's a merchant. Like, is it a pun name or is it supposed to be Juarez? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Juarez because that sounds correct to me. Anyway, another ghost from Ravenwood. He's also here. Then we have coming here, living in San Sequoia. It is Ignacio Robles, the last person from the Robles household to compete. It was about time he got his ass on Sims 4 Survivor, so he's here to compete. Then we have, coming here from Horse Ranch, we have Juniper Grove, of course a citizen of Chestnut Ridge. Then we have one of the tenants from For Rent. We have Mika Crag, coming all the way from Tommering. Her husband didn't do all that well on his run, so maybe Mika can do a little bit better here. Then we have Mele Kahana Nui, coming here from Sulani, a sim from the Island Living expansion pack. And then our final member here is Yoltik Sikotenkaro. I think that's how that's pronounced, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So if anybody knows, let me know in the comments. I'm just gonna try to avoid saying his last name throughout this video, I think. Anyway, Yoltik comes from Ciudad Enamorada from the recent Lovestruck expansion pack. Next up, we have the Grim Turns tribe. And of course, we had to have the Grim Reaper making his third appearance here, which is why I decided to make it a coaches season, because I needed to have Grim on this cast. Grim competed on Occults vs. Normies, and then he returned for Battle of the Seasons. Hasn't done all that well either times, but he was a fun addition to both of those casts, so why not bring him back? Especially since Life and Death is all about the Grim Reaper pretty much. So yeah, he's back. And we have a little bit of a twist this season because we have an estranged familial relationship. We have Nion Spectre here, the son of the Grim Reaper himself, although he does not know it. Also a citizen of Ravenwood, coming from the Life and Death expansion pack, of course. More famously known as Nervous Subject from The Sims 2. He's here to compete, and maybe he will realize that Grim is his father along the way. We'll find out. Also coming here from Ravenwood, we have Selmyra Gomez. They are the tarot expert of Ravenwood. They can be found doing tarot readings at the festivals in Ravenwood. So perhaps Selmyra can predict their own future in the game here and use that to their advantage. Next up, we have here, coming from Ciudad Enamorada, Carlos Lopez. coming from the Love Struck expansion pack. I believe the first person from the Lopez household to make an appearance here on Sims 4 Survivor. So we'll see how he does. Then we have T. Lin coming here from For Rent, a resident of Tomarang, the daughter of two Sims 4 Survivor veterans, Arturo Lin and Chan Lin. Both of them did fairly well on their season, so let's see if T. Lin can be as successful as her two fathers. And also coming from Tomarang, we have Stephen Pawn, one of the pre-made tenants from For Rent. Famous author, allegedly. Stephen King parody, he's here. Then we have someone that I've been meaning to put in a Sims 4 Survivor season for a long time. We have Clara Bjergsen here, coming all the way from Windenburg. Of course, from the Get Together expansion pack. We've been due Clara Bjergsen. I just couldn't fit her into any cast up until this point. But I finally did it. She's here. She's here to compete. Another resident of Ciudad Enamorada, we have here Valentina Nadir from the Love Struck expansion pack. Romance consultant, also in charge of reality TV, right? I think that's what she does. At least she will have that phone call with you and try to have you go on dates for the gain of some TV producers. Her knowledge of reality TV might give her a little bit of an advantage here, so let's see how she's gonna do on the season. And then our final member here is Thomas Watson, coming here from Henford-on-Bagley, from the Cottage Living expansion pack. A farmer, a husband, his wife cheated on him, but nonetheless they are still married. Rami competed a while ago. She was on Battle of the Sexes, which was season 3. Didn't do all that well, but Thomas is here to see if he can do a better job than she did. So that is our cast here. I did not mess with any of the settings, like any of the stats on anyone's oh whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Even though Grim and Mimsy are coming in here as veterans, I feel like they didn't really do all that well on either of their seasons or any of their seasons, I mean. So I think it's fine that they start off on equal footing with everybody else. I think that's fine. Anyway, that's all the setup we have to do, so I think we can just start the season, starting with episode number 1. First up, we have like slight bonds, slight dislikes. We can ignore all of those, except we have Nyan and Clara with a small bond already. Interesting. Oh, also, I forgot to say that this season there is a hidden immunity idol, but it's a little bit different because it's the first season where they did the hidden immunity idol on Survivor. So instead of playing it after the votes are cast, you have to play it before the votes are cast. So it's basically just another immunity necklace. I don't think it comes into play until the merge though, so I guess we can just ignore that for now. Anyway, Nyan and Clara with a small bond, we are gonna have to be watching out for that. But let's go to the first reward challenge of the season, where we have the Grim Turns winning reward. This is the hike, the one that almost killed like 3 different players on the season. Anyway, Grim Turns, they win. They get to live at the ruins and they win a piece of flint. Kind of wild that they allowed them to do that, actually. Like live on the ruins of this historic monument. But I don't know. Anyway, let's go to immunity. And the Ghost Tribe, they win immunity. They are not going to lose a member. So Grim Turns, they win the reward, but they are going to have to send somebody home. That's unfortunate for them. Let's go to the tribes and see what's going on. On the Ghost Tribe, we have Ignacio and Melee finding something in common. We also have Kai impressing the rest of the team, and Kai and Sulika having a small fight, which has a lasting impact. That's not great. Ghosts already fighting. We do, however, see an alliance forming. It is Ignacio and Melee who were finding something in common, and they bring in Kai. They are impressed with Kai, so they bring him in as well. And they bring in the veteran, Mimsy. They want that extra experience on their side. Know that she is probably entering this game as one of the favorites, the fan favorites. So they don't want to be the ones to take her out. Makes sense. On the Grim Turns tribe, however, we have T having a major meltdown. Okay. Grim and Thomas, they find something in common, which has a lasting impact. Okay. Grim setting himself up immediately. That's fun. Grim also resting at camp to restore his energy. I feel like this is probably not gonna be great for T. She might be the one to get the boot here. Let's find out. Let's go to Tribal. All right, we have the Grim Turns here. Carlos, Clara, Grim, Nyan, Steven, T, Thomas, Valentina, and Selmyra. It is time to vote. The first vote is gonna go to T. One vote, T. I believe it's pronounced T at least. If not, then oh well. Next vote is gonna go to T as well. 2 votes T, 7 votes left. Third vote goes to Nyan. 2 votes T, 1 vote Nyan, 6 votes left. And the next vote goes to Nyan. We're tied. 2 votes Nyan, 2 votes T, 5 votes left. And the next vote goes to Nyan. 3 votes Nyan, 2 votes T, 4 votes left. Next vote is going to go to T. We're tied again. 3 votes Nyan, 3 votes T, 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Nyan. 4 votes Nyan, 3 votes T, 2 votes left. Next vote is going to go to T. We're tied once again. 4 votes Nyan, 4 votes T, only 1 vote left. And the first person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood is going to be T-Len. T, the tribe has spoken. Not a very surprising boot. I'm a little bit surprised it was this close, actually. But I feel like having that major meltdown is not a good sign. You just want to get rid of the chaos immediately. On top of that, she is the daughter of 2 veteran Sims. So I think it's good to take out that threat as well. Let's look at the vote breakdown here. We have Carlos, Clara, Grim, Nyan, and Thomas voting for T. And then Steven, T, Valentina, and Selmyra are the 9 votes. So Steven, Valentina, and Selmyra could all be in trouble in the next episode if they go to tribal again. We'll see. Let's move on to episode number 2. All right, Grim turns. They are now down to 8. Ghosts still have all 9 members. On the Ghost Beach, we have this new alliance here. Melee and Ignacio, they have a medium bond. We also have Mika and Kai with a medium bond. Oh, that's interesting. Since Mika is not in this alliance, but Kai is. Mimsy and Kai also with a medium bond. They are also in this alliance, so that's good. And then we have Yoltig with a small bond toward Kai. Kai with a medium dislike towards Sulika. That makes sense. They were fighting in the last episode. Sulika, however, with a slight bond toward Kai, which is kind of funny. Kai and Juniper with a mutual small bond as well. This is definitely a result of Kai impressing the rest of the team in the last episode. So Kai immediately on a very good, or in a very good place right now on this tribe. Then we just have some slight bonds, slight dislikes. On the Grim Turns tribe, we have Thomas and Grim with a medium bond. Clara with a small bond toward Grim as well. And Valentina and Grim with a small bond. Steven and Grim with a small bond. So Grim already doing some work. Perhaps it is that experience. He has done this twice before now. He should know what to do. Nyan and Clara still with their small bond. And then we have slight bonds and slight dislikes. All right. It does seem like Carlos is not all that well liked here. So maybe he could be the target next time they go to tribal. Grim does seem to like him, however. And he does have a lot of sway on this tribe. For reward, we have the Grim Turns winning reward. They win fishing supplies. Congratulations to them. And then immunity is going to go to the Grim Turns as well. Finally, a season where not one tribe is just like steamrolling the entire time. So the Ghost Tribe, they are going to lose a member here. Let's see what's going on their beach. We have Melee and Yoltik bonding slightly, which has a lasting impact. And then we have Mimsy and Sulika have a small fight, which also has a lasting impact. And then Mimsy decides to leave the alliance for some reason. Okay, well, I don't think that's a good move, Mimsy, but okay. Ignacio is working hard at camp and becomes tired as well. Ignacio, he is like one of the older men. He's probably one of those people that is like preaching work ethic and stuff like that. That makes sense that he would be a little bit tired. He's also older, so maybe he doesn't have the same stamina as he once did when he was younger. On the Grim Turns tribe, we have Valentina impressing the rest of the team, and we have our first alliance here. A 5-person alliance. It is Carlos, Grim, Thomas, Valentina, and Selmyra. That's kind of interesting. So Valentina and Selmyra, both of them voted incorrectly in the last episode. But Valentina impressing the rest of the team, maybe pulling her in to this alliance here. Grim and Thomas, they had their medium bond. So they could be the ones pulling this alliance together. Not sure why Carlos is being included here, because nobody really likes him aside from Grim. So I guess Grim is probably pulling him in. And Selmyra, I don't know why they are here either. But We'll see how this alliance turns out. Maybe they stick together, maybe they fall apart like immediately. I don't know. Let's go to tribal. We have the Ghost Tribe here at their first tribal council. Ignacio, Juniper, Kai, Mika, Melee, Mimsy, Valon, Yoltik, and Sulika. It is time to vote. And the first vote is gonna go to Sulika. 1 vote, Sulika. Second vote goes to Mika. I just realized those rhyme. 1 vote, Mika. 1 vote, Sulika. 7 votes left. And the next vote goes to Sulika. 2 votes Sulika, 1 vote Mika, 6 votes left. And the fourth vote is gonna go to Mika. We're tied. 2 votes Mika, 2 votes Sulika, 5 votes left. Next vote is gonna go to Sulika. 3 votes Sulika, 2 votes Mika, 4 votes left. And the next vote goes to Mika. We're tied again. 3 votes Mika, 3 votes Sulika, and 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Sulika. 4 votes Sulika, 3 votes Mika, and 2 votes left. And the second person voter out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, it is Sulika. Sulika, the tribe has spoken. She was picking fights with people. I feel like this makes a lot of sense to just get rid of her before it becomes too much drama. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So the voting breakdown is this: Ignacio, Kai, Mika, Melee, Valon, and Yoltik. They vote for Sulika. So that is probably the alliance, right? So Ignacio, Kai, and Melee. That was the alliance because Mimsy left. Mimsy votes against the alliance. She votes with Juniper and Sulika to take out Mika. So maybe Mimsy had a good bond with Sulika, and that's why she left the alliance, because they wanted to take out Sulika. Mimsy didn't want to do that. But unfortunately, she is at the bottom of the tribe now, along with Juniper Grove. So that's going to be rough for her. We'll see how this turns out. Let's move on to episode number 3. The tribes, they are even now. And let's see what's going on their beaches. We have this alliance. They are now down to 3. Melee now with an unbreakable relationship toward Ignacio. That's kind of interesting. Ignacio only with a strong bond, however. He's not fully committing, but he does feel great about Melee. Mika and Kai, they have a strong bond as well. That's also pretty interesting. Then we have Mimsy and Kai with a medium bond. Kai and Juniper with a small bond. Yoltik and Melee with a small bond. And then we have slight bonds, slight dislikes. On the Grim Turns beach, we have this alliance over here, this new 5-person alliance. Grim and Thomas, they are most locked in at a 6 loyalty. Everybody else is at a 5. However, Valentina and Grim now with an unbreakable relationship. I don't understand where that came from, but okay. Forget about life and death. This is love and death. We also see Valentina and Thomas with a strong bond, and Thomas and Grim with a medium bond. So this could be a trio forming here between Grim, Thomas, and Valentina. That could be kind of interesting. Carlos and Selmyra kind of getting attached to that. We see also Carlos with a medium bond toward Valentina. The way Valentina feels about Carlos, not on the board though. So that's kind of interesting. Nyan and Clara with a medium bond now. That is improving. That's good for them. Especially since they are at the bottom of the tribe here. They are not involved in this 5-person alliance. Grim and Clara with a small bond as well. Steven and Grim with a small bond as well. And then we have Clara and Carlos with a medium dislike. That is not great for Clara. Since Carlos is in that alliance, they might get rid of her. And then slight bonds, slight dislikes. Nyan doesn't like Valentina. That's kind of unfortunate because she is very much a power player here on the board. I feel like Nyan could be in a little bit of trouble. However, it depends on what Grim does. Maybe Grim has figured out that Nyan is his son and he's gonna save him. Anyway, we have the Ghost Tribe winning reward. They win pillows, blankets, and tarp. And do they win immunity as well? No. Grim turns. They win immunity. They're not going to go to tribal. Maybe Nyan getting saved here. Let's see what the Ghost Tribe is doing before tribal. We have Ignacio and Kai bonding slightly, which has a lasting impact, and that's it. Okay, well, I think Mimsy could be in trouble here. We might be losing our first veteran. Could also land on Juniper. I don't know. We'll find out. On the Grim Turns beach, we have Carlos and Selmyra with a major fight, which has a lasting impact, and that impact is Selmyra. They are out of the alliance. Not great. And actually, they just kind of replaced Carlos because they make a new alliance, which is everybody from this alliance aside from Carlos, and Steven and Clara are joining. So that is Nyan and Carlos getting kind of iced out. Of course, this is now a 4-person alliance, so they might keep Carlos in. I think Nyan is in deep trouble here. We also have Clara working hard at camp and becomes tired. I guess that's something. Let's go to tribal. All right, the ghost tribe. They are back at tribal. Their second tribal here. It is time to vote. And the first vote goes to Yoltik. 1 vote, Yoltik. Second vote goes to Mimsy. 1 vote Mimsy, 1 vote Yoltik. And 6 votes left. Third vote goes to Yoltik. 2 votes Yoltik, 1 vote Mimsy. Fourth vote is going to go to Yoltik. That's 3 votes Yoltik, 1 vote Mimsy. 4 votes left. Fifth vote is going to go to Mimsy. 3 votes Yoltik, 2 votes Mimsy. 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Yoltik. 4 votes Yoltik, 2 votes Mimsy. 2 votes left. If Yoltik gets 1 more vote, he's out. But they can still tie the vote, in which case we will have a revote. And the next vote goes to Mimsy. 4 votes Yoltik, 3 votes Mimsy, 1 vote left. The third person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood. It is Yoltik. Yoltik, the tribe, has spoken. I found this to be a little bit surprising, to be honest. I thought they would have taken out Mimsy since she knows about the Alliance but is not in the Alliance anymore. But I guess it turned down Yoltik instead. Also surprised that Juniper is getting away here. Let's look at the vote breakdown. We have Ignacio, Kai, Mika, Melee, and Mimsy voting for Yoltik. So that is the Alliance plus Mika and Mimsy. Mika did have that relationship with, I think, Kai. So Kai is pulling her in, I guess. And I guess the Alliance still likes Mimsy, even though she's not in the Alliance. So they are keeping her around for now. I don't know. But Juniper, Valen, and Yoltik, they vote for Mimsy. So Juniper, even though she was out on the votes alongside Mimsy last time, they do not vote together here. And she votes against her. Yeah, I definitely think Juniper is in a lot of trouble here if they go back to tribal. Valen, however, also kind of purple, not really doing much on this tribe, so I think he could also take the hit here if they go back to tribal. We'll move on to episode number 4. There is a twist. The castaways are asked a series of questions about their tribe members. Which tribe member is most in need of some nourishment? We have Juniper from the Ghost tribe and Carlos from the Grimturn tribe. They both get apples. Good for them. Or a apple each. Which tribe is elected as the smelliest? Waylon and Steven are chosen. Okay. They get 5 gallons of fresh water and a bush shower. Okay. And then which 2 tribe members most deserve a picnic afternoon atop an ancient Maya pyramid? It is Ignacio and Waylon from the Ghost tribe, and then Clara and Grim from the Grimturn tribe. All right, so they're going to go off on a picnic. Good for them. Then we have which tribe member has the most tribe spirit? It is Mika and Valentina. They're going to be staying on their tribes. The remainder of ghosts will be swapping to Grimturns, and since Grimturns has 1 extra member, Selmyra draws to stay, okay? And remainder of Grimturns are going to swap to ghosts. The people on the picnic, so Ignacio and Valon from the Ghost tribe, they're going to go back to Ghost, and Clara and Grim are going to go to Grimturn. Okay, so here's our new tribes. On the Ghost tribe, we have Carlos Lopez, Ignacio Robles, Mika Cragg, Nyan Spector, Stephen Pawn, Thomas Watson, and Valen Vares. And then on the Grimturn tribe, we have Clara Bjergsen, Grim Reaper, Juniper Grove, Kai Aether, Melika Hananui, Mimsy, Valentina Nadir, and Selmyra Gomez. Okay, so we have the Alliance completely split up here on the Ghost tribe, I think, from the original Ghost tribe. Or I guess Ignacio and Thomas were in the Alliance, I believe. So it's not fully split apart. I do believe Ignacio had that relationship with Mika also, but no, it was Kai who had the relationship with Mika. So we'll see if they stick together. No, wait, Thomas was in the other tribe. What am I talking about? Yeah, Ignacio is by himself in this alliance. Let's just go to the Ghost tribe status and we'll see what is going on there. So we have Carlos and Thomas from the 4-person Grimturn alliance. They are together still. Ignacio by himself from his original alliance. He could be swap screwed here a little bit. And then from the anti-Carlos alliance, Steven and Thomas are here together. So perhaps Thomas can pull Carlos and Steven together into a group to benefit him and keep them around as a strong 3-person voting bloc. We'll see. We don't have any strong bonds here. Only slight bonds and slight dislikes. So this tribe, almost anything could happen, really. That is kind of wild. On the new Grim Turn tribe, however, we have Grim and Valentina together. They also have their unbreakable relationship, so this is a good draw for them. They also have 4 people from their anti-Carlos alliance still here. So this could be a very easy majority for them. Clara, Grim, Valentina, and Selmyra. But Kai and Melee from the 3-person Ghost Tribe alliance, they swap together along with who from their tribe? Mimsy and Juniper Grove. Oh, that is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I feel like the Ghost Tribe is in a lot of trouble here on the Grim Turn tribe. We do, however, have Mimsy and Kai with a medium bond, so maybe Kai can pull Mimsy back into the alliance. We also have Grim and Clara with a small bond, Kai and Juniper with a small bond. Okay, so maybe the Ghost Tribe is not as screwed as I thought, because Kai is kind of a glue guy here. Move all over Sam from Survivor 47, I guess. Then we also have Selmyra and Melee with a small bond. And then we just have slight bonds on the board. All right, let's go to immunity. The Grim Turns, they win immunity. Tribes are going to be uneven after this first tribal post-swap. Oh, also one thing I didn't mention, Grim and Mimsy are on the same tribe now. So there's a chance that we will have a veteran alliance forming, we'll see. On the Ghost Tribe, we have Nyan and Valon with a minor disagreement, and also Steven and Valon with a small fight. Well, not great for Valon. I think he's probably gonna go out here. On the Grim Turn Beach, we have Juniper impressing the rest of the team, and Kai is gonna leave the 3-person alliance. Not sure why. Does he not like Melee? Maybe. I think he had that relationship with Ignacio, and now Ignacio is on the other tribe, so maybe he's like, all right, I don't want to work with Melee. I'm gonna try to make something else happen. But Selmyra is injured, but they get treated and can stay in the game, so good for them. Actually, not all that good for them, because you don't really want to get injured, but at least it wasn't that serious. Let's go to Tribal. All right, we got the newly formed Ghost Tribe here. Carlos, Ignacio, Mika, Nyan, Steven, Thomas, and Valon. It is time to vote. And the first vote is going to go to Nyan. 1 vote, Nyan. Second vote goes to Nyan. 2 votes, Nyan. 5 votes left. Third vote is going to go to Mika. 2 votes, Nyan. 1 vote, Mika. 4 votes left. And the fourth vote goes to Mika. We're tied. 2 votes, Mika. 2 votes, Nyan. 3 votes left. Perhaps they are voting based on old tribal lines, in which case I think Mika is in trouble here, but things could be flipping on a dime. Also, worth noting, Valon not catching a single vote here. That is kind of interesting. The fifth vote is going to go to Mika. 3 votes Mika, 2 votes Nyan, 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to the 4th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood. It is Mika Krag. Mika, the tribe has spoken. She only got 1 other person to vote with her, so I think her old tribe probably flipped on her. That is unfortunate for her. She goes out here. Let's see how they voted. So Carlos, Nyan, Steven, Thomas, and Valon, they vote out Mika. Ignacio is the only person that votes with Mika for Nyan. So that's the old Ghost Tribe, and Valon just flips on them. He doesn't want to work with them. He's out. I think he sees the writing on the wall, is willing to flip to keep himself in the game, but he's also like fighting with everybody on the old Grim Turn tribe, so I don't think it's gonna work out that well for him. Ignacio, though, gonna be in trouble here. He's losing his ally out of his alliance. He's losing Mika, his sole ally on this tribe. So he is gonna have to do some work in order to stay in the game. Also, just noticed Mika was the only woman on this tribe, so all of the men voting together to take out Mika, the sole woman. That's unfortunate. We move on to episode number 5. Ghost Tribe at 6 members now. Grim Turns still at 8. This could easily become a steamroll. We'll find out. On the Ghost Tribe, we have Carlos and Thomas still sticking around in their alliance. This alliance now only down to 2. It is a final 2 between Ignacio and Melee. Melee, however, up to a loyalty of 9 now. So I guess they would stick together if they are able to reunite at the merge, it seems. Steven and Thomas by themselves in their larger anti-Carlos alliance. So definitely think Thomas has a lot of power here on this tribe still. I mean, he has his 2 allies in Carlos and Steven, so that is already helped the tribe working together. So yeah, and they honestly can just pull in Nyan probably. Waylon now with a medium dislike towards Steven. Steven, however, only with a slight dislike toward Waylon. That's kind of strange. Waylon and Nyan with a medium dislike. So Waylon not well liked here. He also doesn't like Carlos and vice versa. But nobody really likes Carlos either. So, but we don't have any really strong bonds here, only dislikes. So it might just come down to the alliances. We'll see. On the Grim Turn Beach, we have Grim and Valentina. They have their unbreakable relationship. Not really fully loyal to Thomas and Carlos, however, it seems. They are at a loyalty of 7, though, so that's pretty strong. But Carlos and Thomas, they are only at a 5 and a 6. We also have this larger 4-person alliance, or I guess 6-person alliance for people here on this tribe. And Melee by herself, now that Kai is out of the alliance. Mimsy and Kai now with a strong bond. Okay. So Mimsy may be doing some work to pull in Kai, and that might be why he's leaving this 3-person alliance. Interesting. Grim and Clara with a medium bond. Juniper and Clara with a small bond. They were not on the same tribe, so that is kind of fun. Mimsy and Juniper with a small bond now. Selmyra and Melee with a small bond. Kai and Juniper with a small bond. And Juniper also with a small bond toward Grim. And then we have Selmyra and Valentina with a slight bond. Okay. Juniper actually kind of working her social game here, is trying to get in with some people. Hasn't really fully made any strong allies yet, but she is making these small bonds and it is going to maybe matter later on. For reward, we have the Grim Turns winning reward. They win chips, drinks, and a croc-proof swimming cage. I forgot they did that. But immunity is going to go to the Ghost Tribe. Losing streak over. The larger tribe is going to have to call one of their own. This is very good for probably Ignacio. Maybe Valon. Valon might have been the boot there, but the old Ghost Tribe members on the Ghost Tribe now safe at least for one more tribal. On the beach, we have Ignacio and Steven with a major fight. That's unfortunate. And Nyan and Thomas with a small fight. The Ghost Tribe, they just hate one another. Maybe too much male ego on this beach or at this camp. I guess they're probably not by the beach. Although they did get fishing gear, so they're probably by some body of water. Selmyra, however, they are out of the 5-person alliance. That makes sense, I guess. They weren't really that loyal to it. Anyway, Steven is medically evacuated from the game due to an injury. What? Okay, well, tribal canceled. Yeah, well, all the tribes are going to be even more lopsided. Okay, well, Grim Turns. We have Grim and Juniper finding something in common, which has a lasting impact. Okay, Juniper definitely doing some work here, getting some work done. Trying to save herself from her precarious situation on the old Ghost Tribe. But look at this, we have a new final 2 alliance. It is Kai and Mimsy. Mimsy doing some incredible work here on the Grim Turn Tribe, pulling Kai in as a solid final 2 alliance member. This is a great development for her. Tribal, however, cancelled. Unfortunate. Steven, he's out. We wish you well, Steven. We hope you get a quick recovery, but you cannot play this game anymore. Bye. We'll move on to episode number 6. Ghost Tribe, despite winning immunity, they are now down to 5. Unfortunate for them, but let's just go to their beaches and see if anything has changed relationship-wise. The 6-person alliance is now down to 4 people because Steven got evacuated or medically evacuated, and Selmyra is out of the alliance. So yeah, this alliance falling apart a little bit. This alliance, however, solidifying a little bit more. Everybody's at pretty good loyalty here. We got Grim and Valentina at 7. Thomas and Carlos now up to a 6. Thomas and Nyan now with a medium dislike. Ooh. That's not great. Valon and Nyan also with a medium dislike. So Nyan not well liked on this tribe. He does, however, like Ignacio and vice versa. People not liking Carlos. Carlos and Thomas still have a slight dislike. And yeah, pretty much nobody likes Carlos aside from Ignacio. It actually seems like Ignacio is not in that bad of a spot because people do like him and people don't like other people. So maybe Ignacio is able to slip by and make it to the merge and reunite with Melee. On the Grim Turn Beach, we have the unbreakable relationship. We have this new alliance between Kai and Mimsy. They now have a strong bond. Grim and Clara with a medium bond. Juniper and Clara with a medium bond now. Okay. Juniper and Grim with a small bond, which I believe was a small bond last time. And they did bond, but it did not advance much further. Although I guess Grim didn't really have any bond with Juniper. Juniper just liked Grim. Mimsy and Juniper with a small bond, however, and Selmyra and Melee with a small bond, Kai and Juniper with a small bond, and Selmyra and Grim with a small bond. Kind of weird that Selmyra left the alliance then, because if they like Grim, I feel like Grim would have been able to keep them around, but apparently not. Reward goes to the Grim Turns. They win barbecue items, including a grill, burgers, beer, and root beer, as well as the right to compete in an individual immunity challenge. Oh, okay. So we are gonna be losing a member from both tribes tonight. Who wins individual immunity? It is going to be Melee. Congratulations. She is safe from tribal tonight. Let's go to the Ghost Tribe. We have Carlos leaving the 4-person alliance. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, Thomas does not like him, and Thomas is the only person from this alliance on this beach. Yeah, I think Carlos might be out here, but it could also be Nyan or Valon. We'll see, I guess. Nyan is gonna rest at camp to restore his energy, however. I feel like now is not the time to rest, Nyan. I think you need to do some work, but he's not. So let's go to the Grim Turn beach, I guess. We have Grim and Mimsy bonding slightly, okay. And then we have Juniper impressing the rest of the team. And Clara is out of the 4-person alliance. Ooh, that's not great. Clara, Grim, and Valentina were together on this beach in this alliance, so yeah, this could be rough. However, we have a new alliance. It is Clara, Grim, Juniper, Mimsy, Valentina, and Selmyra. So who is not on this in this alliance? It is Melee, who is immune right now, and Kai? It is Melee and Kai. Why is Mimsy forming an alliance without Kai, her number 1 in the game at the moment? This is very unfortunate. I imagine Kai is probably going to get booted here. I thought he was playing a really good game, but I guess the swap kind of screwed him over. I mean, not really. He has been able to stick around for a while, and he did form a final 2 with Mimsy, but I don't imagine he's gonna get out of here unscathed. Mimsy might try to save him, but she's not gonna be able to do that when literally everybody else is in an alliance. And nobody really likes Kai that much in particular, so yeah. We'll go to our first tribal council of the night. We have the Grim Turns here. At their second tribal council, Melee, she has individual immunity. She cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible to be voted for. It is time to vote. And the first vote goes to Kai. 1 vote Kai. Second vote goes to Selmyra. 1 vote Kai, 1 vote Selmyra. 6 votes left. Third vote goes to Kai. 2 votes Kai, 1 vote Selmyra. 5 votes left. And the fourth vote goes to Selmyra. We're tied. 2 votes Kai, 2 votes Selmyra. 4 votes left. And the fifth vote goes to Kai. 3 votes Kai, 2 votes Selmyra. 3 votes left. Next vote is going to go to Kai. 4 votes Kai, 2 votes Selmyra. 2 votes left. And the 5th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, it is Kai Aether. Kai, the tribe, has spoken. Yeah, I imagine Mimsy was the only one who voted with him. Unfortunate that he is the only person not entering this tribal council, not in the alliance, and also not with immunity. Otherwise, this would have landed on Melee, but them's the breaks. Mimsy is the other Selmyra vote. That makes sense. Everybody else does vote for Kai, even Melee. So yeah, that's that tribal. Predictable. Let's go to the other one. All right, we got the Ghost Tribe here. They're gonna go down to 4 members after tonight. It is time to vote. And the first vote is gonna go to Carlos. 1 vote Carlos. Second vote goes to Thomas. 1 vote Carlos, 1 vote Thomas, and 3 votes left. Third vote goes to Thomas. 2 votes Thomas, 1 vote Carlos, 2 votes left. And the 6th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, it is Thomas. Also, Melee apparently gave individual immunity to Ignacio. Why did they not tell me that before the vote? That does not make sense. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thomas, he is out. Thomas, the tribe has spoken. He kind of had it all on this tribe, and then he lost it all when Steven went out of the game. Also, when Carlos left the alliance, which is on Thomas. Thomas could have tried to bring him closer, but he just didn't like him, and they had a personality clash. So yeah, Thomas kind of played himself out of the game here. Everybody votes for him. Aside from him, he votes for Carlos. Not the 4 people that I thought would survive this tribe, but somehow the 4 people who are gonna enter the merge. Carlos, Ignacio, Nyan, and Valon. Kind of interesting group of people here. Actually, we're not merging, it seems, because we are moving on to episode number 7, and there is no merge. Okay. I guess we're merging a 10 then. That makes sense. This is an old school season. Also a final 2 season, if you don't know. So someone is going to make the merge and not make the jury. All right, on the beaches, we now have no alliances. Aside from Ignacio by himself, not with Melee. She is on the other tribe. Nyan and Ignacio now with a medium bond. Oh, okay. Nyan may be seeing that Ignacio is like the one likable person on this tribe, decides to cozy on up to him. Maybe Ignacio and Melee can pick up Nyan going into the merge. That would be a very strong 3, I think. We have Valon and Nyan with a medium dislike. Nyan and Carlos actually with a slight bond. And Valon and Ignacio don't like Carlos and vice versa. Valon and Ignacio, however, with a slight bond. So I don't really know who would go out here. Probably Valon and Carlos. One of them is going to go out. If they go to tribal, that is. And it's gonna depend on which way they go, whether Nyan or Ignacio is gonna get their way. And I guess maybe something can happen on the beach before tribal. On the Grim Turn tribe, however, we have Grim and Valentina now in a final 2 alliance, now that Thomas is gone. Also, both of those alliances that they were in are now merged together because they were the only members on those alliances. We also have Melee by herself. And then we have this 6-person alliance. So Melee is going to have to survive this tribal. I don't know how she's going to do that if they lose the challenge. But if they lose, she is 100% getting called by this large alliance, which is everybody aside from Melee. Unless they break up. That could always happen. Juniper and Grim now have an unbreakable relationship. That is very interesting. And Valentina and Grim also with their unbreakable relationship, of course, with their final 2 also. Juniper Grove, honestly, she clawed her way to the top from the bottom. I'm impressed with her game so far. She also has a strong bond with Clara and vice versa, it seems. Grim and Clara with a medium bond, and then Selmyra and Melee with a small bond. Okay. Mimsy and Juniper with a small bond. Valentina and Clara with a medium dislike. Ooh, that's not great. And then Mimsy and Grim with a small bond. Selmyra with a small bond toward Grim, and then Mimsy and Melee with a small bond as well. So Mimsy does have some decent relationships here, but not very strong ones. Let's go to Reward the Grim Turns. They win Reward. They win a chocolate feast and a zipline canopy tour of the Guatemalan jungles. All right. Immunity, however, is going to go to the Grim Turns as well. Honestly, that's probably better for Ignacio to go to tribal here because he was definitely going to lose Melee. But now Melee is going to be safe and he can just vote somebody out along with Nyan. Let's go to the beach. Let's see what's going on. We have Carlos collapsing from exhaustion and is medically evacuated from the game. Oh no. Second medevac of the season. Honestly, Carlos probably would have been voted out here anyway, so it's not a huge loss. Waylon could have actually been voted out as well, so maybe he's getting saved by this medevac. I don't know. Grim Turns, however, Selmyra, they are out of the alliance. Selmyra, they just don't want to be in any alliance. They are like, individual game, merge is coming up. I'm doing this all by myself. Which is a really dumb decision, but whatever, Selmyra, do what you gotta do, I guess. Tribal Council canceled Carlos. He is out. Unfortunate for him. We wish you a quick recovery, Carlos. But you're out of the game. Let's just move on to the merge. We have here the Graveyard Tribe. I just needed a name that also started with G. Because I already had Ghosts, I had Grim Turns. It made sense to also have another G name as the merge tribe name. But also Graveyards are a new lot type in Life and Death, I mean. But the people making the merge are Clara Bjergsen, Grim Reaper, Ignacio Robles, Juniper Grove, Melee Kahana Nui, Mimsy, Nyan Spectre, Valentina Nadir, Waylon Mares, and Selmyra Gomez. So we do still have 3 people from Life and Death still in the game. So the home field curse did not hit them that hard. Perhaps it has been broken now. We'll see. Maybe if one of these people wins, it'll be broken. Although Balagoth actually did win the season that we played in Willow Creek. So home field curse might not even be a thing. On the beach, let's see what's going on. We have the Hidden Immunity Idol in play now, and Grim finds it. So he has to play this before the votes are read, and he will be immune. Grim, honestly, I think he is the frontrunner at the moment. He has the best relationships. He has this final 2 with Valentina. He has an unbreakable bond with Juniper. Now he has an idol. Yeah, I see Grim winning this, which would be wild. Like I said, Valentina and Grim with an unbreakable bond, Juniper and Grim with an unbreakable bond. They have their alliance here. Ignacio and Melee also with an unbreakable relationship and their final 2 alliance. And then we have this 5-person alliance that Salmira just left. Clara, Grim, Juniper, Mimsy, and Valentina. They are at a 6 strength. Mimsy is the least loyal to this. Also Valentina, actually, which is kind of weird because Grim and Valentina, they still have their unbreakable relationship. So I would think Valentina would be more into this, but I guess not. We have Juniper and Clara with a strong bond, Nyan with a strong bond toward Clara. I forgot about that. Clara only with a medium bond toward Nyan, but that's also because they haven't been on the same tribe, I guess. They did start out with that small bond in the early game, I guess. We do also have Nyan with a strong bond toward Ignacio, and Ignacio with a medium bond toward Nyan. So Nyan could be a bridge here between Clara and Ignacio and Melee. So this could become a 4-person alliance. I don't know. I guess it depends on how Nyan feels about Melee. We have Grim and Clara with a medium bond, and then we have Melee with a small bond toward Selmyra. All right. Immunity is gonna go to Mimsy. First individual immunity win for Mimsy here on Sims 4 Survivor, especially because she didn't even make the merge last time. So good for her. She is not gonna be the merge boot. She is guaranteed to make it into the jury. So congratulations, Mimsy. On the beach, however, we have Grim with the idol. Ignacio and Melee have a minor disagreement. No, not the final 2. Grim and Melee, however, bond strongly. Oh, okay. And then Grim and Valon have a minor disagreement. Valon has done nothing but be rude to everybody. I think he could definitely be the merge boot here, and maybe he's just getting dunked on in the edit and nobody likes him. He could be an easy consensus boot here. However, we have our first merge alliance. It is Clara, Ignacio, Juniper for some reason, and Nyan. That's an interesting collection of people. So Melee not getting pulled into this alliance. Juniper and Clara, they had a strong bond, I believe. And Nyan had that bond with Clara. And then Nyan, I guess, is pulling Ignacio into this alliance as well. And Nyan, of course, most loyal to this. So perhaps this is his alliance. And Clara was just like, all right, I'm down for it if Juniper can be a part of it as well. That makes sense. Let's move on to Tribal. All right. We got the merge tribe here, the graveyard tribe. Clara, Grim, Ignacio, Juniper, Melee, Mimsy, Nyan, Valentina, Valon, and Selmyra. Mimsy, she has the necklace. She cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is eligible. Except Grim. He is going to stand up and use his idol. He does not want to be the merge boot. He is guaranteeing himself to make it to the jury as well. So Grim, also safe, cannot be voted for tonight. Everybody else is going to be eligible. It is time to vote. The first vote is going to go to Melee. 1 vote Melee. Second vote goes to Selmyra. 1 vote Melee. 1 vote Selmyra. No one voting for Valon for some reason. How is he getting away with all of these tribals? Third vote is going to go to Selmyra. 2 votes Selmyra. 1 vote Melee. And the fourth vote goes to Selmyra. 3 votes Selmyra. 1 vote Melee. Fifth vote is going to go to Melee. 3 votes Selmyra, 2 votes Melee, 5 votes left. And the next vote goes to Melee. We're tied. 3 votes Melee, 3 votes Selmyra, 4 votes left. Next vote is going to go to Melee. 4 votes Melee, 3 votes Selmyra, and 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Melee. That's 5 votes Melee, 3 votes Selmyra, 2 votes left. This is looking very bad for Melee. It can only tie from here, but it does not. 7th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood. It is Melee Kahananui. Melee, the tribe has spoken. Very, very unfortunate. I thought she had some legs in this game, but maybe people saw her and Ignacio's relationship and were like, nope, we gotta get rid of that. She becomes the merge boot here, does not make the jury. Very, very unfortunate. Let's look at the breakdown here. We got Clara, Grim, Juniper, Mimsy, Valentina, Valon, and Selmyra voting for Melee. And then Ignacio, Melee, and Nyan, they vote for Selmyra. So Juniper and Clara, despite being in this alliance with Ignacio and Nyan, they do not vote with them. Maybe they think that Melee could be a hindrance to Ignacio's loyalty to the alliance and decided to just get rid of her. They were also a part of the other alliance, I believe, the 5-person alliance. So I imagine they are the ones controlling this vote, and Balon just tags along to it, and Selmyra, who was once in the alliance, also tags along to it. All right, well, Melee is out here. We will move on to episode number 9. This is our final 9, and all of these members will either be a part of the jury or our final 2. So no one going home from these people. On the Graveyard Beach, we now have Grim and Valentina still with their alliance. We have this 5-person alliance and then this 4-person alliance with Clara and Juniper double dipping in both. Unbreakable bonds are Valentina and Grim, Juniper and Grim, Melee and Ignacio. That relationship is gone now. We do, however, have Juniper and Clara with a strong bond. I would hope so, considering they are double dipping in these alliances together. We also have Nyan with a strong bond toward Ignacio. And then we have Grim and Clara with a medium bond. Ignacio with a medium bond toward Nyan. Nyan and Clara now with a medium bond. Okay. Nyan did have a strong bond toward Clara, so he is losing a little bit of loyalty to Clara, sees that she did not vote with him. So it seems like he's siding her a little bit here. Selmyra and Valentina with a medium bond now. And then Valen and Nyan with a medium dislike, and Valentina and Clara with a medium dislike. Ooh, that is kind of rough. So if Clara and Juniper decide to jump ship from this alliance, maybe vote out Valentina since Clara does not like Valentina, then that could be very rough for Grim. They could maybe also pull in Valon and form a 5-person thing for a while. I don't know. Let's go to reward. We have Nyan winning reward. He wins a clue to the hidden immunity idol as well. And he is going to share reward with Ignacio and Clara. However, immunity is going to go to Valentina. Well, guess they cannot vote her out this time, but they can maybe next time. Valentina, she is safe for this episode. Nobody has found the idol yet, it seems. So Nyan, even though he has the clue, he has not maybe searched hard enough. We have a Grim and Ignacio with a small fight, which has a lasting impact. And then Nyan and Valon with a major fight. Oh no. It seems like we definitely have 2 sides forming here. I just don't know how solidified either of them are since Clara and Juniper are on both sides. I think maybe Valon just gets voted out here as a consensus boot. We'll see. Let's move on to Tribal. All right, we got the Graveyard Tribe here, back at Tribal. Final 9. Valentina, she has the necklace, cannot be voted for. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. And the first vote is going to go to Nyan. 1 vote Nyan. Second vote goes to Selmyra. 1 vote Nyan, 1 vote Selmyra. 7 votes left. Third vote goes to Selmyra. 2 votes Selmyra, 1 vote Nyan. 6 votes left. Fourth vote is going to go to Selmyra. 3 votes Selmyra, 1 vote Nyan. 5 votes left. And the fifth vote goes to Nyan. 3 votes Selmyra, 2 votes Nyan. 4 votes left. Next vote is going to go to Selmyra. 4 votes Selmyra, 2 votes Nyan, 3 votes left. And the next vote goes to Nyan. 4 votes Selmyra, 3 votes Nyan, 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to Nyan. Ooh, we got 4 votes Nyan, 4 votes Selmyra. It all comes down to the final vote. And the 8th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, first member of the jury, it is going to be Selmyra. Very close call here for Nyan. Selmyra, the tribe has spoken. I feel like they kind of became expendable to most people on this tribe. I think they should have stuck around in that alliance, but they didn't do that, so maybe they just got rid of them. I don't know. Let's look at the breakdown. We have Clara, Ignacio, Juniper, Mimsy, and Nyan. So that is the alliance plus Mimsy. Interesting. So Mimsy is tagging along onto this vote. That is kind of weird, considering she is in the other alliance. But maybe Mimsy is ready to flip. She sees the connection between Grim and Valentina, and she is like, all right, I don't want any part of that. I'm ready to go against Grim. 9 votes, they are Grim, Valentina, Valon, and Selmyra. So Grim and Valentina, they're the only ones in the alliance to vote together. Valon and Selmyra, the tag-along votes, they do tag along to the Nyan vote for some reason. I mean, Selmyra makes sense, but Valon, I don't really know what he's doing. He does not like Nyan, actually, so I guess that makes sense. All right, we move on to episode number 10. We have our final 8 here. Maybe also Mimsy is just more loyal to Clara and Juniper than she is to Grim and Valentina. So she could be like a third tag along to that duo over there. And that might be why she is flipping alongside them. I don't know. Anyway, we have this final two alliance with their unbreakable relationship. We have this 5-person alliance that did not vote together. Mimsy also only at a loyalty 5 here. So yeah, she's not really loving this. We have a 4-person alliance between Clara, Ignacio, Juniper, and Nyan. Clara and Juniper, they are equally as loyal to both alliances. So they are definitely not picking a side just yet. They like being in the swing position here. We do now have Balon and Nyan with an extreme hatred. Oh no. That does make a lot of sense. They have been fighting like this entire time. We also have Juniper and Grim with an unbreakable relationship still. Juniper and Clara with a strong bond now. Nyan with a strong bond toward Clara again. Clara still only with a medium bond toward Nyan. We do also have Grim and Clara with a medium bond, Nyan and Ignacio with a medium bond. Valentina does not like Nyan, however, and also Valentina and Clara don't like each other. It is now a medium dislike. I don't remember if it was a medium dislike last time or not, but it is definitely not looking good. So I think Valentina is in quite a bit of trouble here, maybe. We'll see. I mean, Balon is kind of the swing vote at the moment, and he does not like Nyan, so he might go with Grim and Valentina, regardless of what they do. On reward, we have Clara, Grim, Nyan, and Balon winning reward. That is kind of funny. Kind of a funny group of people because Nyan and Balon, they hate each other. So they're going to go on reward and argue the whole time. And Grim and Clara are going to be like, guys, can we just enjoy reward? I don't know. And they are there overnight also. All right. Immunity, however, is going to go to Valentina. Second win for Valentina. She is probably saving herself from these eliminations. I think she could have easily been a target last time. Easily could have been a target this time as well. So good on Valentina saving herself here. On the beach, we have Juniper and Balon bonding slightly. Ooh. And Nyan and Balon bonding strongly, which has a lasting impact. Oh, plot twist. Nyan and Balon, they bonded on the reward. Maybe seeing the loved ones videos, they were like, okay, I understand where you're coming from now. Nyan probably also got his loved one video from Olive, his mom, which would make Grim be like, don't I know her from somewhere? Wait a minute. Let's see if he puts 2 and 2 together. Valentina is injured, gets treated, and can't stay in the game, however. So no more medevacs, thankfully. This is looking great for that 4-person alliance, the Clara, Juniper, Nyan, and Ignacio alliance. If they pull in Balon for this vote, they could get rid of Grim. We'll see if that is going to happen. Also, nobody is still has still found the idol, I guess. So let's go to Tribal. At Tribal, we have Valentina with the necklace. She cannot be voted for. Everybody else is going to be eligible. It is time to vote. And the first vote goes to Balon. 1 vote Balon. Second vote goes to Nyan. 1 vote Nyan. 1 vote Balon. I guess they did not pull Balon in for this vote. Well, 6 votes left. And the third vote is going to go to Balon. 2 votes Balon. 1 vote Nyan. 5 votes left. Fourth vote goes to Balon. 3 votes Balon, 1 vote Nyan, 4 votes left. And the fifth vote goes to Nyan. 3 votes Balon, 2 votes Nyan, 3 votes left. Sixth vote is going to go to Nyan. We're tied. 3 votes Nyan, 3 votes Balon, 2 votes left. And the next vote goes to Balon. 4 votes Balon, 3 votes Nyan, and only 1 vote left. We could tie or Balon goes home. And the 9th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, second member of the jury, it is Balon Vares. Balon, the tribe, has spoken. I mean, he wasn't in any alliances. He was just kind of a tag-along vote. Honestly, kind of surprised he goes out here as the swing, though, because I feel like it would have probably been better to keep him around. But I guess maybe Juniper and Clara are like, well, we don't need him, so he can go for all I care, since they want to be the swing votes. Interesting tribal here. We have Clara, Ignacio, Juniper, Mimsy, and Nyan voting for Balon. And Grim and Valentina, they stick with Balon to vote on Nyan. It has definitely flipped on Grim and Valentina here. This is looking very rough for Valentina specifically, because Grim does have that unbreakable bond with Juniper. So he could be good for a few tribals, even if he loses Valentina. I don't know. I don't think Valentina is going to survive for much longer unless she just comps out. We'll see. We'll move on to episode number 11. We got the final 7 here. All right, we got still this unbreakable relationship between Valentina and Grimm. They have their final 2. This alliance here, which has not voted together for like 3 votes in a row, they are still somehow together. Grimm is still at a loyalty of 8, even though everybody has voted against him, aside from Valentina. Also, Mimsy is still here. I forgot about that. Clara, however, is becoming more loyal to Ignacio and Nyan, and Juniper is more loyal to the other alliance. Ooh, that is kind of spicy. So maybe Clara and Juniper are gonna have warring ideas of what they want to happen here. We do have Juniper and Grimm with their unbreakable relationship. Grimm now with a strong bond toward Clara, and vice versa. Juniper and Clara with a strong bond, Nyan and Ignacio with a strong bond, Nyan and Clara with a medium bond, and then Mimsy with a medium bond toward Juniper. Okay, so Juniper is the one pulling Mimsy into all of these votes. Valentina and Clara still with a medium dislike. All right. Reward is going to go to Clara, and she is going to take her number 1 in the game, Juniper, with her. That makes a lot of sense. They win a trip to a hot springs waterfall into a cool pit of water where they will get a feast of mojitos, shrimp, beef, and chicken, along with a massage. Wow, I miss like the rewards from the old Survivor seasons because they used to be like actually really good shit, and now they just like get 1 hot dog, and it is like garbage. Anyway, immunity, it is gonna go to Juniper. So Valentina probably gonna be in trouble here, I guess. We'll see. Maybe Valentina can pull some tricks out of her sleeves. Let's find out. She has a major meltdown. And also leaves the alliance. Yeah, I think she sees the writing on the walls. She is like, well, I'm done. I'm over this. Let's just get this over with. Take me out, whatever. Clara impressing the rest of the team. Everybody is like, wow, you did so great in the reward challenge. And people love that. Nyan working hard at camp becomes tired as well. All right, let's go to tribal. All right, we got the final 7 here. Juniper, she has the necklace, cannot be voted for. It is time to vote. The first vote is gonna go to Nyan. 1 vote Nyan. Second vote goes to Valentina. 1 vote Nyan, 1 vote Valentina, 5 votes left. And the third vote goes to Nyan. 2 votes Nyan, 1 vote Valentina. Has Nyan caught a vote every single tribal? I mean, every tribal he's attended, I think. And the fourth vote is going to go to Valentina. 2 votes Valentina, 2 votes Nyan, 3 votes left. Fifth vote is going to go to Valentina. 3 votes Valentina, 2 votes Nyan. And the 10th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood. Third member of the jury, it is Valentina. Yeah, Valentina, the tribe has spoken. She was very quickly flipped on here. It seemed like she had things going on, that she was in a great spot. But Clara, she flipped it on her. She played a stronger game, so Valentina, unfortunate, she goes out here. Grimm and Valentina vote for Nyan. Obviously, Clara, Ignacio, Juniper, Mimsy, and Nyan, they vote for Valentina. Now the question is going to be, are Grimm's social bonds going to keep him in the game, or is he a dead man walking? Pun intended, I guess. That's going to be exciting to find out. I think Mimsy is probably going to be the next one to go. She just does not have that strong of a bond with anybody left. And that alliance is like over pretty much. Anyway, we're at the final 6 here on episode 12. We got Clara Bjergsen, Grim Reaper, Ignacio Robles, Juniper Grove, Mimsy, and Nyan Spectre still in the game. Nyan Spectre, the only remaining person from Life and Death. All right. We now have 2 4-person alliances, Clara Bjergsen and Juniper Grove in both of them. They have one with Grimm and Mimsy, the veterans. Mimsy actually going up in loyalty here, which is funny. I guess she also didn't like Valentina. And then we also have their alliance with Ignacio and Nyan. So it truly is Clara and Juniper's game to lose at this point. But the question is going to be, will they realize that the other one is their biggest target? Like, is Clara going to realize she has to take out Juniper and Juniper realize that she has to take out Clara? Or will they just go to the end together and let the jury decide? We'll find out. We have Juniper and Grimm, the only unbreakable relationship here on the board now. Now that Valentina is gone, we do have Juniper and Clara with a strong bond. Also Nyan and Ignacio, and Grimm and Clara. So actually, since Grimm has strong bonds with both Juniper and Clara, I think he's in a pretty good spot, actually. Oh no, look at this. Grim with a medium dislike toward Nyan. Oh no. That's your son, Grim. Okay, so he does not know that Nyan is his son. He has not put two and two together. Well, anyway, we got Mimsy with a medium bond toward Juniper. Does not say how Juniper feels about Mimsy. Nyan and Clara with a small bond, and then Mimsy and Grim with a small bond. Then we have Juniper with a small bond toward Mimsy. Okay. Oh wait, it is on the board here. Okay, no mind. Ignore me. And Mimsy and Ignacio have a small bond, so nobody dislikes each other anymore since they got rid of Valentina and also Valon, I guess. Oh wait, Grim does not like a Nyan, right? We have one dislike on the board. We have the auction for the reward challenge. And Clara, she wins some beef jerky. Juniper, she wins some chocolate chip cookies and milk. Juniper also wins an individual mosquito net. Okay. Then we have Ignacio and Nyan. They're going to split money to win a covered item, and it is Philly cheesesteak and fries. That's fun. Clara, she wins an advantage in the upcoming immunity challenge, which is the one that Danny boat ride won. And that sealed her win, basically, from that point on. So this could be a sign that Clara is our Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood winner. We'll keep an eye out on that. Nyan, he wins an overnight stay with a loved one. Olive Spectre, she's on the island, or I guess not on an island here. We're in Guatemala, I guess. Or actually, we're in Ravenwood. So they get to go somewhere. And yeah, I guess Nyan just goes home for the night. Since they live in Ravenwood. He is also going to take Ignacio and Clara with him. So I guess Ignacio and Clara also get their loved ones. Ignacio, who does he bring? I guess maybe Bernice? Or actually, he probably brings Aurelio. Because Aurelio and Ignacio are like super close in the lore. And Clara brings in her husband, Bjorn Bjergsen, of course. So that's fun. We got some Sims 4 Survivor bets on this season. Clara, she does win immunity with her advantage. That makes total sense. So she is immune for tonight. We now have Ignacio and Mimsy finding something in common, which has a lasting impact. Ooh, Ignacio may be making a big move here. Pulling in Mimsy, trying to flip the script on Grim, maybe? I don't know. We also have Ignacio and Nyan forming a final two alliance here. This could be a huge move by Ignacio if he is flipping it on Juniper and Clara. Maybe he's realizing they are the power players here. I am so excited to see how Tribal turns out. Let's go to Tribal. We are at Tribal. We got the final six here. Clara, Grim, Ignacio, Juniper, Mimsy, and Nyan. And Clara has the immunity necklace. She is not eligible to be voted for tonight. Everybody else is. It is time to vote. Also, nobody has found the idol. I don't know if there is another one hidden. Maybe not. Anyway, I'll read the votes. First vote is going to go to Grim. One vote Grim. Second vote goes to Ignacio. One vote Grim. One vote Ignacio. 4 votes left. Third vote goes to Ignacio. That's 2 votes Ignacio. 1 vote Grim. 3 votes left. Maybe Ignacio did not do enough to flip the vote here. Let's find out. The next vote goes to Grim. So that's 2 votes Grim, 2 votes Ignacio, and we got 2 votes left. The next vote is going to go to Ignacio. Oh no. 3 votes Ignacio, 2 votes Grim, 1 vote left. We could still tie. Did Ignacio do enough to flip Mimsy? Let's find out. The last vote, it goes to Grim. Whoa. Okay. 3 votes Grim, 3 votes Ignacio. We have a tie between Grim and Ignacio. Ignacio, Hail Mary move, pulling in Mimsy here. If he's successful, that would be incredible. All right. We will have a revote. Everybody will vote aside from Grim and Ignacio, and you can only vote between those two. If it's a tie, we will go to rocks. First vote on the revote is going to go to Grim. 1 vote, Grim. Second vote goes to Ignacio. 1 vote Grim, 1 vote Ignacio, and 2 votes left. Third vote goes to Ignacio. 2 votes Ignacio, and 1 vote Grim, and only 1 vote left. And the 11th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, 4th member of the jury, it is Ignacio. Ignacio, the tribe has spoken. He almost had it, But Mimsy, she got scared. She didn't want to draw rocks. That is so unfortunate. It is as we would expect. Grim votes Ignacio, Mimsy, Nyan. Ignacio votes Clara, Grim, Juniper, and then Mimsy does flip on the revote. Wow. Okay, well, I imagine Nyan is in trouble here. He has to win immunity or he is done. Mimsy, if Nyan wins immunity, she is done. So honestly, Mimsy probably should have gone to rocks here and just hope for the best. Because if Juniper had gotten rocked out, I think she would have been in a great spot. But that does not happen. Ignacio is out here and we are at our final 5 here at episode 13. All right, let's look at what is going on. We got Clara, Grim, Juniper, and Mimsy still with their final 4 alliance. Clara, Juniper, and Nyan with their final 3 alliance, I guess. Although Juniper more loyal to the 4-person alliance, Clara just as loyal, so Nyan is clearly at the bottom here. Although they could do something wild here and vote out Mimsy to make sure that the 2 of them go into the final 3. They do now have an unbreakable relationship. Juniper and Grim also with their unbreakable relationship. And then we have Grim and Clara with a strong bond. Nyan and Grim with a medium dislike. Ooh, this is rough. They're gonna be shocked after the season when they find out the producer shenanigans at play here. We also have Nyan and Clara with a medium bond. We have Mimsy and Grim with a medium bond. Mimsy with a small bond toward Juniper and vice versa. And then Nyan and Juniper with a small bond. So Juniper actually with worse bonds here than Clara is. And since she feels the same about both of them, and Clara does not have a relationship with Mimsy, maybe it does land on Mimsy here. I don't know. Let's find out. Clara, she wins reward and she's going to take Juniper with her once again. So this final 2 is out in the open at this point. But I doubt Nyan, Grim, and Mimsy can come together to go against it. So it's probably fine. Immunity, however, is going to go to Clara again. 2nd consecutive win for Clara here. Or I guess 4th consecutive win, 2nd individual immunity win. On the beach, we have Nyan with a major meltdown. Oh no. Nyan, he is not happy that his number 1 in the game got voted out. He is not happy that he is probably going to be the boot here. Has a major meltdown. I don't know if that is going to affect things. It certainly cannot be great for him. Juniper, however, working hard at camp, becomes tired. Let's go to Tribal. All right, at Tribal, we've got the final 5 here. Clara, she has the necklace again, cannot be voted for. Everybody else is eligible. It is time to vote. The first vote is going to go to Nyan. 1 vote Nyan. The second vote also goes to Nyan. 2 votes Nyan, 3 votes left. Third vote goes to Mimsy. That's 2 votes Nyan, 1 vote Mimsy, and 2 votes left. And the 12th person voted out of Sims 4 survivor Ravenwood. 5th member of the jury, it is Nyan Spectre. Yeah, that makes sense. Nyan, the tribe has spoken. He did find himself at the bottom of the tribe. I think that major meltdown was not helpful for him. I think there was an out here for him if he had just linked up with Juniper and Clara, but he didn't see that out for himself and just collapsed, as did his game. Everybody votes for Nyan. Nyan votes for Mimsy. And we are heading into the finale. All right, we've got our final 4 here. Very strong final 4 here. Our 2 veterans somehow making it to the final 4. That is wild. First on the board, we have Clara Bjergsen, who has probably played the strongest game up to this point. She has, alongside Juniper, been flip-flopping around between the 2 different alliances, has held all of the power in this game. Also gone on kind of a comp run in the end game here, so if she continues to do that, maybe she has the edge over Juniper and can safely win against anybody at the end. We'll see. We also have Grim here, the Grim Reaper. He had a lot of power in the early game, ended up kind of losing it halfway through the merge. Is, however, still in the game with very strong relationship with Juniper and Clara. So he is not out for the count yet. He could get one of them to flip on the other. Maybe Juniper. Maybe he just gets to the final 3 and wins the final 3 immunity by himself. I think he could definitely land in that final 2 seed. And if he does, he could take the win. So I'm not counting him out. Juniper Grove is the other frontrunner. I think it is probably between her and Clara, but Grim still has a horse in this race here. Anything could really happen. She has had a great social game. She has had a great strategic game, has flip-flopped, same as Clara. the two of them have been in lockstep this entire time. And then our final member on the board here is Mimsy. I think Mimsy is probably not winning this season. She has not really had that good of a social game. She hasn't really been in power at any point. She has kind of just been a tag-along mode for every single tribal. So I imagine she's out for the count. I imagine she's probably not even going to make it to the final two unless she goes on a run, in which case she probably loses in the final two. But you never know. Anything could happen here on Sims 4 Survivor. Let's find out what will happen. On the beach, we have Unbreakable Relationships, Juniper and Grim, and now Mimsy and Grim. Oh, maybe Mimsy is not out yet. Okay, Clara and Juniper are now in a final two alliance as well. We have Grim and Clara with a strong bond, Juniper and Clara with a strong bond, Mimsy and Juniper with a small bond, Mimsy and Clara with a slight dislike. Okay, so this is not as clear-cut as I thought. Mimsy and Grim could make a counter movement against Juniper and Clara, and Juniper might get convinced by Grim to flip on Clara. Since they have their unbreakable relationship, maybe Grim pulls her to the side, is like, okay, you gotta take out Clara, because she is the biggest threat to win. All right, well, let's find out who wins immunity. It is Mimsy! Whoa! All right, how the tables have turned. Mimsy, I thought she was out. Maybe not. So, Grim, is he gonna have the move of the season? Is he gonna pull it off? Is he gonna get Juniper to flip on Clara? Let's find out. On the beach, we have Grim, completely worn out. Is not giving up. He is doing his hardest to make this move happen. Let's move on to Tribal. Let's find out what happens. All right, we got our final four here. Clara, Grim, Juniper, Mimsy. Mimsy, she has the necklace, cannot be voted for. It is time to vote. First vote is going to go to Grim. One vote, Grim. Second vote goes to Clara. One vote, Clara. One vote, Grim. And 2 votes left. Third vote is going to go to Clara. That's 2 votes, Clara. 1 vote, Grim. And 1 vote left. It all comes down to the final vote, which will be Juniper's vote. Did she flip on her? Did she not? Let's find out. The last vote, it goes to the 13th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood, 6th member of the jury. It is Clara Bjergsen. Wow, okay. Clara, the tribe has spoken. Grim has made the move of the season by flipping Juniper Grove on Clara. She is booted out of the game here. Wow, incredible, incredible move by Grim. Everybody votes for Clara. Clara votes for Grim. I am shocked. Wow. Honestly, this might be a losing move for Juniper. I think this might have been one tribal too early, but also Clara is a comp threat as well, so maybe not. I don't know. I'm a little bit shell-shocked right now. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Okay. Let's move on to part 2 of the finale. We've got our final 3 here. Grim, Juniper, and Mimsy. I think Grim is suddenly the frontrunner. All right, on the beach, we have now just a final 3 alliance between our final 3. So this is all fake. We have Juniper and Grim with an unbreakable relationship, Mimsy and Grim with an unbreakable relationship, and then Mimsy and Juniper with a small bond. So this is basically gonna come down to whether Juniper or Mimsy win immunity, because they are probably both gonna take Grim with them. But if Grim wins immunity, it's gonna be interesting to see who he decides to take with him to the final 2. I think he probably has a better shot against Mimsy, but we'll see. The final immunity is gonna go to Juniper. Okay. Her game might be salvaged here. I imagine she's probably gonna take Grim, but I mean, we've had somebody vote out their #1 ally at the final 3. So maybe Juniper does make the other move of the season. On the beach, nothing happens. That makes sense. Let's go to Tribal. Let's see who Juniper decides to vote for. At Tribal, we have the final 3 here. Grim, Juniper, Mimsy. Juniper, she has the necklace and the power to eliminate the last person who is going to make up the jury here. I will read Juniper's sole vote. The 14th person voted out of Sims 4 Survivor, Ravenwood, and the 7th member of the jury, it is Mimsy. Yeah, Mimsy, the tribe has spoken. She needed to win that immunity, that final immunity, but she did not. But honestly, she was probably out anyway, so I think this is probably a more interesting final 2. So I'm kind of glad she's going out here. Juniper, she does vote for Mimsy, as you can see. And we will move on to our final tribal council. we got our final two here, Grim Reaper and Juniper Grove. Two very strong candidates to win the game here. The two of them, they plead their case for why they should win. The jurors, they all ask their questions and then they cast their votes, and it is time to crown another Sims 4 Survivor winner. First vote is gonna go to Grim. One vote Grim. Second vote goes to Juniper. One vote Grim, one vote Juniper. Third vote is gonna go to Grim. So that's 2 votes Grim, 1 vote Juniper. The fourth vote goes to Juniper. So we've got 2 votes Juniper, 2 votes Grim, 3 votes left. Fifth vote is gonna go to Grim. 3 votes Grim, 2 votes Juniper, and 2 votes left. If Grim gets 1 more vote, he is our winner. If Juniper gets another vote, it is gonna come down to the final vote. And the 6th vote goes to Juniper. Okay. We are tied 3-3. It all comes down to the final vote. The 7th and final vote, which will crown our winner, is gonna go to Juniper. Congratulations, Juniper. She has won Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood. Very rocky beginning for her, but she very quickly clawed her way to the top. Incredible winning game by Juniper. Congratulations. The Juniper votes are Clara, of course, Ignacio, Nyan, and Valon. Grim votes are Mimsy, Valentina, and Solmyra. Only if Grim had figured out that Nyan was his son and maybe reconciled, he could have been the winner of Sims 4 Survivor, but that was not to be. He never figured it out. Ignacio, he is our fan favorite. That makes total sense. Ignacio was kind of the underdog in the end game there. Did try to pull off a game-changing move for himself, but was unsuccessful. I think this is a great pick for the fan favorite. But there you have it. That is our season of Sims 4 Survivor. This is our elimination order. We have in 18th place, Tilan. In 17th place, Sulika Isadi. In 16th place, Yoltik, Sikotensal? I don't know. One of those, potentially. I don't know. 15th place, Mika Crack. 14th place, Stephen Pawn. 13th place, Kai Ether. 12th place, Thomas Watson. 11th place, Carlos Lopez. 10th place, Melika Hananui. 9th place, Salmira Gomez. 8th place, Valen Vares. 7th place, Valentina Nadir. 6th place, Ignacio Robles. 5th place, Nyan Spectre. 4th place, Clara Birksen. Our 3rd place, Mimsy. Our runner-up, Grim Reaper. And our winner, Juniper Grove. Our other stats here, we have a pretty even spread immunity wins here. We have Clara, Juniper, Mimsy, and Valentina, all with 2 each. Melee had 1. All right, she had 1 in the pre-merge. I was like, wait, she was the merge boot. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, she did win that 1 in the split tribal. Or not the split tribal, the episode where they both went to tribal, both of the pre-merge tribes. Most votes received was Nyan Spectre with 19. That is not a surprise. Then we had Selmyra with 10, Mika with 8, Melee with 7, Ignacio, Kai, Sulika with 6, Grim, Mimsy, T, Valentina, Valon, and Yoltik all with 5. And then we got Thomas with 4, Clara with 3, Carlos with 1, and then Juniper, our winner, and Steven, one of our medevacs, got 0. Most strategic is Ignacio, and then Valentina, number 2, and then Mimsy, number 3. I would disagree with all of these. I mean, maybe Ignacio can be in there. I would put probably Juniper and Clara at 1 and 2. Probably Juniper number 1 because she did beat out Clara. And then I would put Clara number 2. And then maybe either Ignacio or Grim. Probably Ignacio because Ignacio was on the right side of the votes more often. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, there you have it. That's our season of Sims 4 Survivor Ravenwood. All hail our current reigning Juniper Grove. I will see you in the next season, which is going to be Second Chances. Watch out for the announcement video for that. I will have a vote. I'm probably not going to have everybody eligible to be voted for. I'm probably going to pick and choose players that I think deserve a second chance. from their original runs on Sims 4 Survivor. Of course, only players that have only played once are going to be eligible to be voted for as well. So that should be coming up in the next few days, I guess, from the release of this video. Anyway, see you then. Bye.